FBA year-end event review stream. I am Miguel.
Ew! I am Fredis, and we have the kennel puppy from Canada.
Hey, it's Martino.
This one's going to be slightly different format from the other assessment streams in that this is not going to be focused so much on, oh, hey, how well is each individual player doing, as how has each team been doing on the whole for the year, and how are they shaping up for the playoffs. And for some teams, what should they be looking for past the playoffs for next year?
You also told me there would be puppets here. You lied to me. I'm suing my agent. Sorry, adding a bit of comedy to the show here.
All right, and like usual, we're going to still start on the same team. So the top of the team is Queens, who is gone 14-7 since the last assessment.
And is locked in for a playoff spot.
They're actually locked in on their division too, so they could lose all the remaining 11 games and be guaranteed at least 4th seed.
Right on.
Well, they definitely have moved on to be a solid team since they made the move from the newer than Queens. You see the progress that happened with the team, like in 1 to 2 years time. Even when they lost Valencia last year, they seem to have adapted well, and Adam Tavella has grown to be quite the superstar for the team, and they are in a great position to maybe take the West. The East, I mean, it's still up for grabs between him, with Miltmans, Oddsville, and Tennessee in a sense, but it's really going to be tough. I mean, other than Tevala, Davenport has been providing well. With Zoe Wild, even so, she's maybe on the decline. She still has provided the numbers, sufficient numbers to help the team out. So
decline or not, she's like solid green the entire way down.
Solid green.
So it's really going to be tough come playoff time, because obviously they're going to make it, and it's pretty, to me they got a pretty good chance to be front runner to representing the East for the finals.
There's one thing for keep in mind, it's like the East is more or less mainly 3 teams. I would be surprised.
East is beast.
You have the 3 well, I guess Tennessee is really starting to creep up on them, but you have Queens, Williamsburg, and Huntsville been pretty much the top of the East for a very long time.
Well, the way I see it, the East, in a sense, like I said, it's who's going to topple the surprise, because you got the 4 on the top and the bottom of the ladder. So it's like who could maybe cause a surprise or upset those 4 teams, because the way we've seen things happening, they might be pretty much be the final 4 for the East coming during the playoff. But you can have some surprises, because, like I said, if you check, I try to see the standings, but somehow the page right now, it's a little screwed up. But if I recall,
season page or something else,
the standing page. I mean, it's not updated to what it was usually. It's like updated back.
I
And
don't
also,
know
if I
why
could point
the
what
I don't know why the league standings as of March 30th, considering I updated that yesterday. I don't know why it's doing that, but the standing page is accurate up to yesterday. The games released yesterday.
pardon me?
Because what I'm seeing right now on my hand, Montana should be a little higher, but it's like from a couple of days ago. I don't know what's going on, but
That's just I think that's just updating on the page, and that's really not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the teams and how good they are actually really doing.
Oh
And I
yeah,
just
that's
wanted to
right.
actually,
For
and I
whatever
just wanted
reason,
to,
it's not updating there.
and I, if I may, I wanted to point out one cool thing about Queens here. This is one of the teams in the league that has made it as far as they have without a completely full roster. They still have one empty roster spot left on their roster.
Yeah, it's sort of weird in
yeah,
that if you look at it, there's a few teams on the East that do, but all the teams in the West currently have completely full rosters.
You know, this is the one team in the East, though, that has one spot, number 15, that is empty.
Well,
They,
Queens
they,
does, Plymouth has a
they're,
blank one, Baltimore has a blank one,
yeah, they're,
Huntsville has a blank one, Tallahassee has a blank one, and Tennessee has a blank one.
yeah, and Queens probably could have still made it this far, even though they originally had two blank spots, but they acquired a skunk shooting guard from the Texas Lone Stars earlier this season. And I don't know how he's been doing. I can actually look at the thing here and the Google Doc thing and see how he's been doing. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Of course,
Again,
talking
keep in
about Jedrick.
mind, didn't quite get enough time for all of this, so some of the colors might not be perfectly updated. So that might mean like, oh hey, which is more just like things might be slightly more red or slightly more green than what it's showing.
Yeah.
it's all right. But really, the bottom line is that the Queens is doing well, and there is going to be someone to watch in the playoffs, mostly on the east side, and it will be interesting to see who can really stand up to them, because like we've been thinking, unless there's a real surprise from bottom of the ladder, is going to see who's going to stand up on top between the four front runners in the east. So,
Right.
who from the top four could be troublesome to Queens come playoff time?
We'll get into that at the end, but for now we're going to go over the teams because I have something else that help us look at stuff like that.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Real quick though, also just before we move on, I believe to the next team, Xavier Noon, Micah Davenport, Shiroba Renji, I believe I'm pronouncing that right.
Shubarajani, probably.
Yeah, Subarajni, Stefan Kikovic are both going to be free agents this year. Who should they bring back, and who should they let right off into the D League?
Kikovic is still really good, but I think he is getting up there in age. So I think if they pick him up, they should definitely not pay a lot of money on him and maybe give him like a short contract, do a sort of, oh hey, do a mentorship type thing of you're here, story wise, you're here to help uh, the younger players to advance.
Yeah, him and Noon are both 2004 draft class, so I don't know if you want to keep. I don't know if you want to keep Xavier or not. If you do, maybe give him a small offer. Definitely offer a contract
I don't
to
think Noon's
Davenport
getting too
because
old yet, is he?
he's actually 2004, like I said, with Kikovic.
Ah, okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, I say same thing with him. If you want to give him one, definitely not a 13 mil contract. He is way too old at this point to be getting that much money. Because he's well past the point where he's going to be getting worse each year. He's still going to be good for a little while, but he's going to be getting worse each year. Uh,
Yep, the crazy
Yeah.
rabbit squirrel's probably saved a lot of his money that he's made this on his contracts alone, so he's pretty much set for retirement, either at the end of the season or if he wants to go one more with the Pride or any other team in general, he might try it out just as a mentor.
Shubra,
If the
I'd say
option's there.
yeah. Go ahead, re-sign her. They can keep her.
Sure.
There's no problem with keeping her.
Davenport is going to be definitely their first priority because
Yeah,
him and Avella, and I don't know either, like maybe Wall and Newton, they're their big three. So
yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
it,
re-get Davenport if you can, but
yeah. And just kind
Kikovic
of,
and Newton, you can let them go if you want, or if you do pick them up, give them a much smaller contract because they are on the decline.
yeah. I'm not going to reveal the intentions, so, but just kind of want to put this out there. I am taking over Micah Davenport because Striker's leaving at the end of the season, so if anything, I don't know if I'll send it back to Queens or not, but Stryker has said that he does want to try to have Micah return to the Pride. So whoever's taking over at the end of the season, if it's still Nightfire or someone else, I'm willing to negotiate. Just saying. Moving on though
Williamsburg.
to the Minutemen
For the
slash
minute
women.
women. Since the last assessment stream, they've gone 13-8, which technically sort of means they've slid a little bit, considering how many of the last assessments they basically would win twice as many as they won. But they are also guaranteed in. They're not yet like
Once again,
Queens in that they haven't guaranteed their. I don't know why they haven't. They're like, well, they're only 9 games back, but yeah, they haven't yet guaranteed their. Yeah, let's look. Their magic number for the season is actually 3 to clinch their division.
Oh, they'll get it.
They'll
They'll get
definitely
it.
get it, but they haven't yet clinched the division, unlike Queens. They're close, but they're not yet there. But they have guaranteed playoffs.
I'm pretty sure they'll
well,
get it. I'm pretty sure they'll get it because if you look at the front line, you have Vera Latiera, Crystal Davis, Renee Fiore, Leonard Mack, the veteran, and Rebecca McLeod. Those front five alone should spell uh, division champions.
once again, we spoke about it a long while with the assessment. When Williamsburg is healthy, watch out.
Try to remember what was their problem on the first assessment, because I think it was basically they were screwing up on something. Oh, yeah, wasn't
I
it
think
they were running like a 3-guard lineup?
I think so. Yep. They're currently running a 2-guard right now, from the look of things, with Michaela Marley, Timothy Svengard, and Marcella, the pretty butterfly. And we know Puppy's favorite. But yeah, they've also got good guys on their bench too. Like I said, Michaela, Timothy, Marcella. They got Ian Easy, and they also got Silas Rand, who's also been a major key part of Williamsburg, even though he was away for a while, but he came back and he's still Williamsburg's favorite squirrel.
So once again, pretty much complete team. They're still fighting to take the East Conference. It's going to be if like we said, they keep things easy, stay healthy, good strategy. Williamsburg could be surprising come playoff time. It's going to be a tough call again. Will be who of the top four will come through.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'll save that one for after the stream's over. But let's see. Looking at Ian Easy before the page goes back to Williamsburg 2011. Yeah, Ian Easy is still a playable guy. I'm